What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the fourth episode of the Battered Mets Fans Podcast. Today is Thursday, May 14th, but by the time you guys are watching this, it'll be May 15th, Friday, May 15th. Uh, we got Manny, aka El Primo, and myself, Ronnie, his other Primo, and we have a lot to talk about. I just want to sum up last episode in three words. Manny was pissed.
Yes, I was. Yes,
And
I
I think we can
was.
say I think we can say that we feel pretty good going into this weekend. But there's a big but. There's
Hmm.
always that false hope. Uh Coming into the series, we were battered up. We did not feel good. And I think I mentioned we need to sweep the Tigers. At least take two from three. And obviously you want to win a series every time you go out there. And before we get started, before I ask you what your thoughts were, I'm just going to mention a few things because uh, the Mets outscored the Tigers 22-8 in this three-game series.
It's incredible.
And they came into this series having the worst OPS in MLB, scored the fewest runs up until that point in MLB, fourth in fewest team home runs, and the second worst batting average, I believe. And
Yeah, we
to
were.
go to go from Manny being pissed to having those numbers and to sweeping. I will say the Tigers are, I believe, 9-17 last time I checked on the road,
Yeah,
but
they're
they're
one of the
not.
worst road teams.
Yeah, they're not such. I mean, well, I don't want to say they're the one of the. I don't want to say that they're that bad or that they're still good, because if they are a bad team, this is exactly what you want a team like the Mets to do: beat up on
Yep.
the bad teams. They
Yep.
have to do this. And
Yep.
coming off the sweep, going into this weekend against one of the biggest series of the year, I think we feel pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, how are you feeling now?
Bro, I think this is the first time in a week that I smiled. If anything baseball related, it was fantastic. I gotta tell you, when we recorded last episode, I teased it. The news was breaking down while we're recording, so I didn't get a chance to see it until I was
Hmm.
on my way home.
Right.
I had mentioned that at this point, I feel like AJ Ewing getting called up might be a spark plug, but I wasn't sure if he's gonna be ready for this because of the situation
Yeah.
we're in, and that he's gonna
Yeah.
feel a lot of pressure. Ronnie, I just want to say this, man. He got called up right after the episode. I felt like, oh wow, I wish I would have saw. I wish one of us would have saw our phone while we're recording. But the first at bat, all right. When I
Hmm.
tell you that our offense is so depressing from what Ronnie's numbers just said, for me to put in all caps, the future's here, off a walk, off a walk, no contact, just ball four. I was so impressed with a walk from this guy
Yeah.
that I was already convinced, oh my goodness, I think this team's about to take off. And you mentioned it, it's the false hope. But see,
Hmm.
that's the thing with this team. That's
Yeah.
that's the BS about this team that I just love, and it's abusive. It's emotional abuse, and I can't get enough of it because you
Yeah.
just feel like this team is slowly gaining you with the emotional connection. You buy into that hope that these players are these. It's insane because it's right now it's the baby Mets. We went, Ronnie. It's crazy what this series did. We went from like a team full of vets, right,
Hmm.
with a few young pieces, and now it's at least a narrative heading into the weekend. It
Yeah.
seems like it's now the youth that needs to play every day, and now you're looking around the vets that are remaining that are not hurt, and you're thinking, oh, this is a pretty good core of vets around the group of guys that we got that we're hoping we could keep for the next 6 to 10 years
Correct.
here in this ball club. So it is incredible. That debut was electric, Ronnie. Before we get into the series, I just want to say I never felt so. The last rookie debut for the Mets that had me was they gave me so much hope. We have to go back to, I believe it was 2014, Matt Harvey's pitching debut with the New York
Uh,
Mets when he got called up.
yeah.
Leaving, I believe he went like 5 and 2/3, or I think he went almost 6 innings. But man, after the way he pitched, and we had R.A. Dickey on the roster, I believe, too, and the Mets were in a pretty good spot. I had a lot of hope that might make the playoffs. We didn't. It went downhill from there. But Matt Harvey gave me that hope that, like, oh man, we have a true ace on our team now. We just need to get the right guys in the lineup. And man, we got a really good, pretty sick pitching core. And would you know, next year we made the World Series. I won't get
Yeah.
into that, but Ewing is awesome, man. He's awesome. I don't sound excited right now because I got burnt out today with work, but trust me, I was screaming in my I worked today. He hit a home run today. Like, oh my god, I love this kid already. I need to buy his jersey. I'm in. I'm in on 3. It's
Yeah.
incredible. You watched last episode how pissed I was, and now today I'm in. Like, I
Well, that's the
believe.
problem.
That's the delusion. That's the emotional abuse this team
That's
gives
what
me. But it's awesome.
when people say how can you guys go so long being loyal to this team, and it's just that we're
It's
loyal.
this. It's
We're
this
loyal.
right here,
I mean,
man.
it's
And I
fun.
can't
It's
get
fun,
enough.
right?
I can't get
Yeah.
enough of this, man. I can't. We're 18 and 25, and I can't wait. That's the impact of AJ Ewing for the viewers out there. We're 7 games under 500. We're
Hey,
still a pretty bad team. And
yeah.
yet I cannot wait to see this team play the next day because of. And I need to give my flowers again to Carson Bench, man. He is ascending. He is an ascending player. He's getting comfortable.
He's getting
It's just,
comfortable.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. MJ Melendez is also a player that's starting to step up more. Oh man, I'm excited about this team
How
right
about
now,
Mark
man.
Vientos? Mark Vientos.
It's a love-hate relationship. It's series by series. I love him this series, and then I might hate him the next series. But hey, man,
He's hitting the ball. There was a quick stat that I
he's
saw
heating up.
that he's hit. I can't remember exactly, but it was somewhere along the lines that he hit 10 plus balls that were outs at 100 miles per hour, and
Yes,
that's
yes,
that's
that's
obviously they
good.
were outs, but he's hitting the ball really well.
That's good.
Sometimes they're line drives
Unlucky,
that are, yeah, exactly,
unlucky,
and
unlucky.
you have some good outfielders.
Yeah.
So so let's get into the first game against the Tigers. The Mets won 10-2. They opened up the series with a win, and they finally showed that offensive
10
spark
runs.
that we've been looking for. Yeah. AJ Ewing, like you mentioned, electric
I'm getting
debut,
giddy. I'm blushing over here when you mention AJ Ewing. I love that kid.
immediate impact. He went, I believe, or I think he went 1 for 2, but he got on base 4 times, and that
Solo
included a
base.
triple, 3 walks, and I believe 2 RBIs, right? And one of the RBIs he got, it was on a walk, bases loaded walk. The Mets scored 10 runs, 13 hits. Beatty, Soto, Vientos, and Bench each went 2 for 5 with an RBI. It got to the point where the Tigers sent a position player on the mound.
That's bad. That's really
Yeah.
bad. I didn't
Now,
think Cassandra could do that to any
I
team.
yeah, right. The defense for the Tigers, I believe they committed 2 errors, and I think they had committed those 2 errors before the 4th inning, something like that. And
Mhm.
the only bad thing that happened that game, Francisco Alvarez, he left the game early.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
you mentioned something about the veterans versus the young guys. I also saw something interesting, and I think I spoke about this, or we were speaking about this in the last episode. Um, most of the guys that Stearns brought onto the team and the previous GM are all hurt. Luis Robert Jr., Francisco Lindor, Jorge Polanco, Kodai Senga, and then you got Ronnie Mauricio and Francisco Alvarez now on the IL, and then other
Yeah.
guys like Jared Young and AJ
Yeah.
Minter. We just swept the Tigers without these guys because the baby Mets are now starting to produce. And what's your takeaway from that first game?
I mean, it's hard to look outside of AJ Ewing. He was the superstar of the night. He was the talk of the town. He was, oh man, it was just awesome. But the Alvarez news, it is disappointing. That is the harsh. You know, it's an interesting stat that I overheard. I forgot which show it was. I overheard a stat. Um, I overheard that there's 4 wins that the Mets have had this season, and it's still kind of early in the season. I don't want to say early. We're past 25%, but there is a stat that apparently the Mets have 4 wins this season where someone gets hurt. and that is very concerning. Well, not obviously the health is always concerning, but like that just feels like it's kind of bad luck for the Mets because you have these highs, but then you lose a player, and it's like we don't want, like it's a roller coaster with this, or it's peaks and valleys with this team, So Francisco Alvarez news was rough because it's take away the win, take away the Ewing, take away bench, take away everything. Freddie Peralta, by the way, great.
Oh, right.
I would
Yeah, I
say
forgot.
it was a good start by Freddie Peralta. I'm gonna mention thing about Freddie Peralta later in this episode. But Alvarez, I was high on Alvarez. I was hoping he would be. I at one point had said I want him to be the next Mike Piazza for this ball club. I truly felt that way. I feel like this kid could be very special. And then it's a harsh reality with Francisco Alvarez that he might not be that guy that we could rely on anytime for the future. He's always injured. He's a liability, and it sucks. Like it sucks to evaluate a player on their health. I don't wish on any athlete. It is a bummer, but that's just the reality situation. We can't count on him, and I want to count on him, but he's shown us now he's a liability. We're gonna need a backup catcher. Right now we have one. He's good defensively, but he's not an everyday hitter. He might give you a few hits here and there in the moments, but overall he's not a consistent hitter. That Alvarez could be, and I know it's there, but it's a sad reality where Alvarez. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. Because a meniscus injury is tricky. Those are scary injuries, especially for his position. Um, it's just a bummer. It's a bummer. It's the only stain from the Mets win, and it was a huge win. It was a big statement win that we're officially going the youth movement, and it's working. But man,
Mhm.
Alvarez being out was such a bummer, man. It left a little taste in my mouth, even though it was a big win, and it's rare to see Met wins these days. It left a really bad taste in my mouth after that one.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I was never a big fan of Francisco Alvarez. He's a great catcher, but Mike Piazza status, I'd never thought of him that way.
I felt that. I
Um,
don't know. It was just one of those. I felt that. I'm like, we finally. Maybe it's just me putting a lot of hype into this kid, and I love this swing.
yeah,
Um,
he's
and
got a lot of energy. I will say
he
that.
does. He does. He felt like one of those ball club guys that like, okay, you want a locker, you want a dugout. Very positive. He's a very nice guy. Um, I could say that because he smiled real quick. I was at a Marlins game and I bought front row tickets. And twice he turned around and he said, "What's up?" He smiled, and I asked him why he's not playing. He laughed. I don't think he understood me, but I don't know, man. It was good energy, and I'm like, I'm in
Yeah,
on this guy. I fucking love him. But that wasn't like Mike Piazza at all. Like that wasn't. It
yeah.
was him, debuting with the Mets, and his first season. I remember him hitting a couple home runs. I think in a few weeks he was showing like Pete Alonso type of bombs at City Field, and I'm like, oh man, I think we got a Mike Piazza in our hands right here. Like I'm very
Yeah,
pretty big on this guy, and you know, you were saying, Ronnie, I
yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off there, but
No, no, no. It's okay. It's all right. It is a bummer because he's, obviously our everyday starter, but that's why Stearns brought in some depth. I don't like them. I'm not gonna say I don't like Stearns. I
not yet,
dislike him. No, I
not
mean
yet.
I've criticized him heavily a lot. So yeah, he the one thing that he did do is have a lot of depth because obviously you need it. You never
Yeah,
know who's gonna go
yeah.
down, and obviously with what I just mentioned about the injured list, you got a whole bunch of players that are hurt, and you got guys coming up and showing up big. So
Right.
uh, yeah,
I mean, I could tell you, Ronnie, about Stearns real quick. It is a fair criticism. He's huge in analytics. Well, the thing with Stearns that just upsets me. I don't want to keep repeating this, or we keep going back and forth with this every episode. But it's frustrating is that these guys are hurt, and you could say it's unlucky. I get that, but Polanco, Luis Roberts, they have a history of injuries. Marcus Simeon
mhm,
as well. They
yeah,
showed you. And what Stearns did ultimately was he let people like Nimmo and Alonso out the building who you look at their track record, they show you they don't miss a lot of time. And when they're
McNeil,
out, it's a serious
McNeil played
injury.
every day.
And he went
Yeah,
all
McNeil.
in on short-term deals for players who analytically showed you a good season prior. But if you look at the last five or six,
Yeah,
they were missing a lot of games, especially Polanco. He wasn't playing over. I think there was 2 seasons where he barely reached over 100, and then there's another season where he didn't reach 80. And you're essentially gambling on these guys to again like have a good season on short-term deals because you didn't want to commit to long-term deals with these guys who, yeah, you might have to pay extra, but they're gonna be everyday players. You could count on their health. So that's just a thing that I could argue that to Stearns, and it upsets me because if you know he's known. I mean, let's face it, some of us fans call him analytic nerd. I don't know how
Yeah,
you missed that. I'm not a general manager. I don't want to criticize the guy. I don't know how hard. I don't know, but I just feel like those things you have to take into account if you're gonna go all in and you're gonna gamble against these players staying healthy. That's not of we have depth like you said, but it just feels like the wrong type of gamble on going on these guys who they showed you in the track record. And Samian's a guy who showed you he's descending. He's not ascending. He's on
yeah,
the decline every season. So I don't know why we traded him for him to get rid of Nimmo. But that's a whole other argument, another day. We don't have to continue on Stearns. We just move on. Good vibes. We're going on good vibes
yeah.
here.
Before
So
that's a good
yeah,
catch. That's a very good catch. Because I didn't see that. I didn't look into the numbers that they played, the games that they played in prior years, but that
yeah.
is definitely something worth looking into. Just because if he's gonna be an analytic guy, then you should see how many games they've played overall throughout their careers and how many games they've missed and how many games they missed because of injury.
It was a red
But
flag. It looked
yeah,
like red flags in my opinion, but here we are. This is our roster now. We just gotta we gotta roll through the punches.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna get into game two because it was one of those games where
It's exciting.
obviously they scored 10 runs in the first game. And then the second game comes, and I believe the Tigers were winning 2-zip, and that's where I was like, "Oh, great!
Mm,
The Mets aren't doing anything. They're
inconsistency.
leaving men. They're leaving men on base again."
Yeah.
But they tied it. Everybody got excited. There's a lot of things that happened during this game. The first one, I'm gonna say, is that they showed resilience, dominant bullpen, five
Oof.
innings, 5 innings, yeah, 5 innings. They shut them down. No runs, no hits allowed, just 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. That is, if you're gonna beat a bad team, you better beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Um, Although they didn't score that many runs yesterday, that's still something to be
Shout out to
happy
the
about.
bullpen, man. Brazoban
Absolutely.
pitched, I believe, right? He pitched on Wednesday.
Brazoban pitched. I believe he pitched 2 innings.
He's
So
he's he's showing he got some good stuff, man. He's becoming
yeah,
one of those guys we could rely on.
Christian
I love
Scott.
it.
Christian Scott got the start, and I think he gave up the 2 runs, right? And
Yeah,
that's
it
where
was
I
like
was
two
like,
runs,
yeah,
and like 6 hits. It was a shaky start, but hey, man,
yeah.
it's gonna
I was.
happen.
That's where I was like, oh no, I guess the
Yeah.
hype is already gone. And
No,
no,
Ewan went 0 for 3, I think, too. 0 for 3,
yeah,
0 for
he went
4.
0 for 3. Yeah, I think he still got a walk, I believe. Juan Soto, injury scare because he fouled a ball off his foot or ankle, something
It
like
was
that.
something like that, right? It said it was an ankle. It
Yeah,
looked weird. It didn't look like it hit his ankle, but I saw ankle and I'm like, okay, maybe he rolled it or he tweaked. I don't know. It was weird. It
yeah,
was a weird
yeah.
play, man.
The
But hey, he's
best one,
healthy. Good
the
thing. Go ahead.
best one out of all of them is Carson Bench walking it off in the 10th inning, first career walk off,
Yes.
and to drive in AJ Ewing.
AJ Ewing. It was a strikeout of the game. Strikeout of the game. That's why I love this kid. Strikeout. He struck out because he knows
He knew
his
he
speed.
was
We didn't
gonna.
talk about his speed, by the way, but he
No,
knows his
yeah,
elite speed. So listen, in my opinion, that was drawn up. He's like, Coach, I'm a strikeout because I have my no one on base. Listen, if I strike out, our bullpen's gonna give they're gonna give us another chance. I believe in our bullpen.
yeah,
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be on
yeah.
second base. Just make sure the ball hits the ground. I'll be at home plate by the time the ball gets to first base. And even better, Carson Bench hit it. Oh man,
Yeah.
I love these guys, man. These guys are they're spark plugs we needed for this lineup, man. It's awesome.
Well, I was gonna say that. AJ Ewing, Juan Soto mentioned it today after the game that he's giving the guys a lot of energy. I mentioned in the previous podcast, I don't think we're ready, or I don't think he's ready to come up and shouldn't put that pressure. But the Mets do need a spark plug. I just don't know if he would be it. And I'm gonna be the first to admit, I can't remember exactly what I said word for word, but if I said that we didn't need him to come up, I'm gonna take that back. I apologize. We need the kid because it showed this series. It absolutely showed the series. When you have speed on the base paths, and when you have a young guy like this coming up after the team struggling, if they can use this series to turn everything around, I mean,
Great.
there's only they can only the ceiling is so high. So
Yeah.
especially for this kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So overall, yeah,
Uh,
it was a great game on Wednesday.
uh,
Just
there
resilient
wasn't
bunch. Bullpen was great.
it wasn't as exciting,
It
but
wasn't.
the bullpen definitely shut
Yeah.
down the team.
It
Um,
wasn't a great game for our offense, but it felt great because our bullpen, like it gave you like our bullpen. That was a game where our bullpen told us that like you could count on us, like we got you. And then it was just a happy ending because Carson Bench got his first career walk off and brought in AJ Ewing. Like AJ Ewing had a bad game, and yet the night ended with him getting mosh pitted at home plate. You get me? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just awesome. Like it's just awesome on your like on a bad night. You're celebrating with the guys on a win. Like it. That's why I say about this team, man. Something about this team, like it's just like mystical. It's magic. I don't know how to explain it. Even though we're 700, 500, it just feels like
gotta
magic.
believe.
Like these players, like they're excited. It's
Yeah,
hard to be
yeah.
excited about this team, but you're excited. So
I
um,
said it on Monday, last Monday, that
yeah,
although by this time of the year I'm done, it's something is telling me to keep watching. Not for the
it
podcast, not for this, but I just want to get home and watch the Mets play because
was AJ
some like you
Ewing.
said, it's delusion. Yeah, yeah. I think we found out the next morning. I think we found out the next
We so
morning that he was coming up.
the episode
Oh wait, no,
released.
when we finished the podcast and we got off the video,
Yeah,
you
we
texted
got
me
off the
and you
podcast.
said,
Yeah, we got off the podcast. I saw I was driving home and I got the update and I'm like, Ronnie, AJ Ewing literally just got called up when we were recording. Well, I'm yelling and saying Ewing is not ready. Right there it says Ewing's, his debuts tomorrow. I'm like, oh no. So I watched that.
yeah,
I watched our podcast, but I was laughing at my rant a lot. It was a good drive to work. It was pretty therapeutic. And
Tua
my
equals
mom thinking I'm such an
Ibanez.
idiot, man. I shouldn't. I should look at my phone and say Ewing got called up. It would have been our first breaking news on the episode, but it's all good.
Yeah,
Next time
yeah. We'll have some of those next
we'll
time.
have it.
That's a good segment into the next game. The last game where the Mets went in for the sweep and got it, and AJ Ewing
Yes.
first career home run. Okay,
Yes.
before I get into that, again, we're down 3-0. McLean gives up a three run home run in the first inning.
I thought we
And I'm
lost.
looking at
I'm gonna be
I was
honest
at
with you. I
work.
thought we lost.
Exactly. I was at work and I'm looking at my phone and I see the score on the lock screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, 3-0. Who's on the mound again? McLean? No, this can't
Like
be.
that's disappointing. Yeah. Yeah.
But the Mets every inning, they kept getting on base until they finally I think they tied the game and Mark Vientos hit a 3-run home run to put them up 6-3. And the first run of the game for the Mets was AJ Ewing's first career home run. And that just set the tone for the Mets lineup.
Yeah.
They overall hit 5 home runs. Soto, Beatty, Vientos, Ewing, and I believe it was Semien that hit the other home run, the
Yeah.
last one.
Simeon did a solo shot.
And after McLean gave up that 3-run home run, he still went 7 innings. He just gave up those 3 runs. He settled in. He gave up 6 hits, I believe, and I think 3 walks. And yeah, Han Soto bouncing back, hitting that a solo home run even after hitting the ball off his foot yesterday. So overall, to end the series,
Oh, you're
things
feeling
look
high.
great.
You're feeling very
Yeah,
high.
9-4, 22-8 overall. You can't. I mean, what, Benny? You cannot be pissed.
Oh
I don't
no,
want to
like
hear
I
it.
said, I
I don't
haven't
want to hear
smiled in a
another rant.
week. I hadn't smiled for a week heading into Tuesday, and now here I am. I'm all giddy. Ronnie, look, overall for the, I'll put my thought onto this game. Just to wrap up the series, Tuesday, you gotta love the debut. You gotta love the energy from bench. You gotta love Ewing. You gotta love the fact that this kid's coming in amped up. Bad situation. This guy walk. Like he worked the count. He found the walk. That's such high discipline for your
Yeah,
debut. It was impressive. Stole a base. First career hit, first career RBI. It's just fantastic. Showing us the speed. He showed us the whole tool shed, basically. It's fantastic. Wednesday, our bullpen. Listen, our offense went from amazing to like not good. And our bullpen said, "We got you guys." And then today, McLean gave up a 3-run home run. And then the offense said, "McLean, don't worry. We got you." And they granted him the tie. They granted him a lead. And as you
Mm-hmm.
saw as the game progressed, he was for instead of feeling like I can't give up anything else because this offense is gonna give me nothing, out of nowhere by the third inning, he settled in and
Yep.
the score is tied. He's feeling good and he shut that lineup down. And I understand the Tigers are not they're not. I don't want to say a formidable opponent because that's some pretty good players on that team,
Yeah.
but they're not a good road team. And I understand the circumstances is very different. They're missing some key guys and they're missing Schoolball, which would hurt any lot. It's like us without Juan Soto. If we lose
Yeah.
Soto, it's like oof, like it hurts. Um, but the offense told McLean, "We got you," and McLean was able to dominate in every inning. You just see like he sweeper was on point, the fastball was on point. He just looked like a Cy Young candidate,
Yeah.
and it was just so refreshing to see a series where the offense, the young guys, the veterans, the bullpen, when one guy or a collection of guys were not performing, the other group said, "We got you. Once you turn it up, we're gonna win this." And it was beautiful. Like this series felt like Ewing got into that ball club, infused some energy, and now everyone out of nowhere, this whole ball club has positive energy, and it showed on the field at City Field. We whooped the Tigers. Like Wednesday wasn't an ass kicking, but the bullpen did, kick the lineup's ass. It just felt like overall a great team victory sweep. I just realized sweep. I forgot to bring the broom. I was sweeping the floor, but I forgot my broom. But it was a fantastic series. Like it, as a Mets fan, you
Yeah.
can't like you. There's no other way instead of the Alvarez, the Alvarez news. There's no way you look at this and feel discouraged about the future. Like you have no choice but to buy into this team and hope that by the end of May, we're within 5 games maybe of reaching 500. And
Yeah.
maybe by June, like mid to end of June, we're not sellers. Like that's the impression I have of the team right now because of these guys that bench. Vientos is getting hot. Who knows? Torrens, hopefully, if Torrens ends up kind of hitting the ball pretty well, it's lineup
He is
dangerous.
heating up. He is
He
heating up.
is. He is. I hope he stays there. I just hope it sustains because the only thing is Alvarez being out. The other guys have to step up. So you just gotta hope that Torrens becomes, like a 1 or 2 hit a day type of guy. His defense is gonna be stellar, but we gotta wait and see. But if you're a Mets fan, you feel fantastic going into this weekend. We're hosting, what is it, New York AL this weekend? It's a
Yes.
Subway
New York
Series.
AL. Yes.
I told you I'm doing
Yes.
my best to not say that name. This podcast. I'm gonna do my best to not say the. I don't want to say the word, but we're hosting AL New York this weekend.
The
It's a
other
big
team.
series. It's a
The
big
other
series.
team.
It's a big test now. This is no more Rockies lineup. No more. We're facing the best hitter in baseball. We're facing some pretty talented lineup. This is. I gotta tell you, Ronnie. Before I hand it to you, so you could give us the breakdown.
Yeah.
Um, I was shocked looking at I haven't paid attention to them. I was shocked when I looked at the standings to see they're not even in first place in their division. When did Tampa turn up
Oh
and they're
yeah,
in
I saw
first?
that.
Like I know
Yeah.
they struggle in Tampa, because I have friends that go there to watch them. I have family that goes there and watch them, and they always say we're not gonna win, and they end up losing. I'm surprised that they're not in first place. I thought they were dominant, and it makes sense. A lot of friends and fam that I have that adore this franchise. They've been pretty quiet the last couple of weeks, and they're 4-6 of the last 10 games. So they're kind of
Hmm.
on a low, and we're kind of on a high heading to this weekend. So it's a very interesting time in New York baseball to watch this series because both franchises kind of need this series this weekend to like get on the right path. It's a very
Um,
intriguing series, in my opinion.
I think the Mets need this series more than the Yankees do,
Without a
just
doubt.
because the Yankees are what 14, 15 games above 500,
It's
and
incredible. Yet they're not
I
first.
they're not. Yeah, well, that division is hard.
It
That
is.
division is
It
tougher than
is.
the NL East. So
It shocked me. It shocked me.
yeah, you got Toronto, who were World Series candidates. They fell short against the Dodgers last year. You
It
have
was
Tampa,
rough,
who's in
man.
first, surprisingly in first. Baltimore will always be Baltimore, and then Boston, obviously, with the issues that they have going on. But those are the top three teams right now in the AL East. And yeah, the Mets need this series more. And I believe, like I mentioned again, the Mets needed a sweep to go into this weekend with that
You
momentum.
called it.
And the the biggest key for this series is tomorrow's game. And I think it'll set the tone because tomorrow you have two potential Cy Youngs going against each other. You got Clay Holmes versus I can't say his name,
Cam
Cam Schlitter,
Schlitter. Schlittler. Schlittler.
Cam
Schlittler.
Shitter.
Shitter.
Let's just say that Cam Shitter.
Cam Shitter.
Um,
Hey, but he's
the
shitting on lineups. I'll tell you that, man.
well,
He's an
yeah,
AL Cy Young candidate, man. Like
I was gonna get to that. Um,
I love making fun of his last name, but I'm scared of shit facing that kid. He's fucking good. He got my respects. But
he's 5-1. He's second in MLB with a 1.35 ERA. He has
mhm.
59 strikeouts and only 9 walks in 53
That's
innings.
incredible, man. That's
Um,
incredible. That's command of the pitch count, man.
yes,
That's
and
aggressive.
exactly. His record away 4-1. He has 6 starts, has a .98 ERA. Manny, how many strikeouts did I say? 59 strikeouts. Out of the
59 to
59,
9.
hold on. 59 out of the 59 strikeouts, he has 42 strikeouts on the road.
Wow, so he's elite on the road. Like he doesn't
On the road.
even he's not showing you
Exactly.
the good stuff at home.
So if the Mets can put the pressure on him early, I
That's a tall
believe
task.
it's a tall task, yeah, but the Mets play better at home. We may have to rely on Clay Holmes shutting the Yankees lineup.
It's a
And
tall task. He's
it's
capable
also a
of
tall
it, but it's
task.
a
He's
tall task.
capable. He's 4-3, 48 innings pitch, 1.86 ERA. He doesn't have the same elite numbers like Cam Shitter does, but he's also elite at home. He has a 1.47 ERA at home, so he doesn't
That's
give up
good.
that many runs.
That's good.
The ballpark is bigger than the AL New York
Mm,
ballpark.
that little, I could
That
hit a
baby
home
park,
run at yeah
that baby park, yeah.
at Bronx. I could. NYCFC's home stadium. Let's put it that way. They my soccer franchise. And
um, Clay Holmes has allowed 2 runs or fewer in his first 8 starts to start the season. Like I said,
mm,
the Mets lineup, baby Mets will need to put the pressure on Cam early
yeah.
on, and Clay Holmes will need to shut down the Yankees lineup at the same time.
Okay.
Whoever wins tomorrow's game may set the tone for the series. Saturday's game is
It's
uh
rough.
give or take
Rodon versus a
Rodon.
bullpen.
Where exactly it's give or take, but giving what our bullpen did to the Tigers this series, who knows that if Clay Holmes can go, if he can go 6 or 7 innings tomorrow, it'll look good for Saturday because most of the guys will be well rested.
Yeah.
Um, and then Sunday we have Freddie Peralta coming off a good start on Tuesday against Ryan Weathers. Ryan
Weather's
Weathers
not
three and
bad.
two.
It's
Yeah,
not
he's
bad.
3-2, 3.09 ERA. Um, I don't know much about him. I didn't look more much into him, but he has 47 strikeouts as well.
Yeah,
And
he's good. He's good.
yeah,
Really good. Um,
what are your thoughts?
R- Ronnie, I gotta tell you, I think the winner of
I'm
tomorrow
sorry.
wins the
I'm
series.
sorry. Let me correct myself. My bad. My bad.
You're good.
He's 2-2. He has
Okay.
54 strikeouts in 45 innings.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
still
That's really good.
yeah.
That's really good.
And
Um,
his last start, he pitched 6 no-hit innings. His last start. So
Okay.
he'd be riding that
Okay.
momentum into Sunday's game as well.
I feel like the winner of tomorrow wins the series. I think I praise our bullpen, but I gotta tell you again, we're facing a formidable lineup. It's a lineup that demands respect. I mean, you got the best hitter
Yeah.
in baseball. You got a
Mhm.
Ben Rice who's hitting over 300. Um, Cody is very good as well. He's a really good hitter. Just looking at this lineup, it's I don't like a game plan of just starting your bullpen and like hoping one of the guys could give you 3 to 4 innings. I don't like that. And you're gonna have to tweak for the next day. You know, some of the guys can't keep going, so you have to tweak all game plan for game. You know, the last game of the series against an opponent like this one. You don't want to do that, but
Yeah.
we're in a position where we kind of have to. We have no other option. Um, Manaya is, he's not gonna. By the way, Manaya's last outing, he looked pretty good. His velocity went up. It's encouraging, I guess. But yeah, this is. I feel like tomorrow is gonna be the really the tomorrow's gonna determine what's gonna happen with the series, in my opinion. Ronnie, Freddie Peralta. I wanted to say this. He's a pitcher. I don't want to say he frustrates me because he's good, but it's just something about Freddie Peralta. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he gets himself in a situation. It's almost like a flex. He gets himself in like pretty like tight situations, and you're kind of like expecting the game to like kind of like we're gonna lose like grip of the game, and
Yeah.
then he just gets out of it. And like when I watch him, I feel like there's so much danger. And then I look at the scoreboard, he only gave up like 2 runs. And you're like, oh wow, it's a quality start. But I was kind of stressed the entire time. Like I shouldn't be stressed over a quality start, right? It's
Right.
weird. So Freddie Peralta, it's just because like he is an ace, but I feel like I don't know if it's just like me expecting more from him to be more dominant, like a McLean or a Clay Holmes right now. I feel like Peralta should be pitching like Clay Holmes, kind of, because I know Clay Holmes is someone also that like he kind of gets himself in trouble, but he doesn't give up runs. But I don't know. I just feel like I expect more from Freddie Peralta, and like I don't. It doesn't feel that way. Yet you look at his stats, and it shows that he's doing his job. I don't know. It's weird. Like, am I crazy to say that Peralta is kind of shaky?
No. You brought him. We brought him in with uh to be their ace, pretty much our ace, right?
Yeah.
Um, I expected a lot of him when he was signed, and
Hmm.
you always heard good things about Freddie Peralta. He's coming from Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
Did we face him in
We definitely
in
faced
that
him in the wild card.
wild card
Definitely.
series? Correct, right?
We
Yeah.
had to
Okay.
face them. We had to. I think game
Yeah.
one. I think we didn't score until they got to the bullpen. I think that wasn't the Milwaukee game. Remind me, game one. Wasn't that the game that when they pulled Peralta, we kind of got a fresher? Oh no, that was the Phillies. Never mind, never mind. That was the Phillies one. They pulled this guy Zach Wheeler out of the game, and the lineup just we got to their
Yeah. It
bullpen and
was
we just
it was
lit them
against the
up.
Phillies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Game one
Um.
kind of felt that way when Peralta got out. I feel like we started cracking them towards the end of the game, but no need to go into the fault. If I don't know on top of my head, then I failed. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
Um.
Peralta, we faced him.
So
You know,
he's entering his final year of a 5-year contract, right?
we got to
That's worth
extend him.
15.5. He was fifth last year in Cy Young because he went 17-6 with a 2.70 ERA. I believe Paul Skeens won the Cy Young last year, and I think he's gonna take it again this year.
He probably will, man.
Um,
He's nasty.
he's yeah. Um, but that's what you kind of expected of him. There's only been a couple of times in his career that he had an ERA above 4. After that, and those were the first 2 seasons with the Brewers. After that, he's had it under 4 since then, and then obviously last year. So yeah, you kind of did expect him. I think every Mets fan expected him to do
Uh,
big in New York.
Ronnie, Freddie Peralta's 4-0 with an ERA of 2.7 and 26 strikeouts with and 4 appearances against the Mets. So yeah, every Mets fan was like, hell yeah, sign him up, sign me up for
There you
Peralta. He
go.
kicks our ass.
There
He
you go.
kicks our ass when he pitched against us.
There you go.
But for some reason he's on our team, and it just I don't feel that. So I feel like we need high expectations, and we have to extend him. You don't give up assets like that to not extend him. So that's why I'm kind of like anxious. I'm like, it's still kind of early, but uh, I don't know. Maybe he gets in his groove later in the season, and he becomes that, like, that 1, 2, 3 guy, gives up one run or less. Goes like on a mini
I
post
mean,
games run. He's
he
capable
should
of it.
definitely he needs to be living up to the hype. And I say this
Agree.
because Nolan McLean, it's
McLean,
his first full
yes.
season. He came up last year late in the season. I believe he may be able to win the Rookie of the Year award if he
Yeah, he's a
continues to
he's
pitch
a
the
he's a
way he
favorite right
does,
now. Yes.
right? And
Yes.
he's him and Clay Holmes are pretty much holding that starting rotation
They're awesome.
together.
They're awesome.
So Peralta should be a number 2 and number 3 guy at least, and he's showing us number 4 vibes. He's just there to tone things down when things get. But we need him to be a number 2 and number 3 guy.
Yes.
So I definitely agree
Agree.
with you. It's a bit of a disappointment for the numbers that he's pulling up at the moment. They're not bad. They're not bad, but they could be better.
Yeah.
It's still early in the season.
It's also real quick. I'm laughing too. I'm also very happy that I don't have an Andy Ibanez on my lineup anymore. It was fresh air. But you know what's funny, Ronnie, about Andy Ibanez? Let me tell you something about Andy Ibanez. Should I add 60 seconds again? My little rant before we go to predictions and we do our favorite top 3 of the Subway Series.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? I'm putting my 60 seconds right now. So here's the thing about Andy Ibanez. All right, if you're watching YouTube, I got 60 seconds to just go off. Andy Ibanez, as I said, and I'm gonna say it again. He did not play. He did not participate. I haven't seen his face on television, or I haven't heard his name on radio. He is the worst player in baseball. But let me tell you something. Something magical happened yesterday. Anthony Volpe came back to the Yankees lineup. And you know what he reminded all New Yorkers? He told guys, there's this scrub named Andy Ibanez, and I'm here to remind everybody who owns that title in New York. So he comes out and he does nothing, strikes out I think 2 or 3 times, it throws an error. It was a masterclass. Anthony Volpe, shout out to Anthony Volpe. He reminded me that, like, even though I hate Andy Ibanez and I got to scrub, there's another guy in New York that owns that title. And this weekend it should be a masterclass. I feel like the loser needs to do a trade to get the other guy.
Mhm.
That's my final take of this series. Thank you, Volpe, for reminding me that there is some other scrubs in this town, and it's not Ibanez.
Hmm.
I'm done. 6 seconds are up. I just want to throw it out there. That was fun to watch. That was a master. I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot about this guy. Oh, we got a race to the worst in town. It's fantastic. Ronnie, real quick, you want to do the hard hat? Hold on. I got something. We could do a hard hat winner of
Oh
the.
snap!
Yeah, I got
Snap!
the hard hat right here from YouTube and you're watching. I got a hard hat. This is what they use to celebrate in the not the exact one, but yeah, they use this to celebrate Sellies, home run Sellies in the ball club. You got a hard hat winner, Ronnie?
Yes, I do,
Who you
and
got?
it's none other than. I'm just gonna
Spoiler
be
alert.
cliche about it. I'm just gonna be cliche. AJ
You,
Ewing.
yeah, yes, that's fantastic. Why AJ Ewing, Ronnie? What did he do?
He hit a triple in his MLB debut. He got a walk in his first plate appearance. Got 2 RBIs, and then
It's
he hit his first
fantastic.
career homer in his 3rd game. He's
Fantastic.
already in the starting lineup every day since he got called up. So that's why I'm giving it to him.
Beautiful. Mine's all right. If you're gonna do Ewing, that was my top one as well. It's hard not to give him. I'm gonna give it to Ben. Hey man, it hit every game this series, and he had a walk off. What's not to love about that, man? First career walk off.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, kid. Welcome to the. I believed in this kid. I
Mhm.
believed in this kid. I said the last 2 weeks he's ascending. He's getting comfortable, and I'm proud to keep it going. And man, he's showing, man. It's contagious.
Absolutely.
You want to do? I mean, were there any losers on this team this series? You got one? We could do a Kepena. You know the Kepena award.
Francisco, I'm gonna give one. Yeah, Francisco Alvarez.
Um, well, this is not working. Well, that's just awkward. There we go. Not is it because of the player? Or because of the injury? Because of him getting
The
injured and booing
injury.
it. That sucks. Yeah,
I
that
mean, it
sucks.
sucks, but We're expecting so much of that kid, and
Yeah, man,
I
it's
know you
brutal.
said you wanted Mike Piazza type. I said no. I never saw it that way. But if he was gonna be our everyday catcher, I feel like we haven't had a Mike Piazza in
No,
years. We
no,
had Travis
no, we
Darnold. I
haven't.
mean, we got him from that R.A. Dickey trade with Syndergaard, but how
We
that
roasted that guy too much, man.
he
He
bro,
got
and no,
bullied in
and look
our
what
chat.
and look, yeah, he did, and look what he's doing, or look what at least he did with
Yeah,
Atlanta when he went to
yeah,
play over there. I think he ended up getting a ring with them.
yeah. Fuck.
Um, so yeah,
Top three. Last segment on the show we're gonna do today is our favorite. We have a lot of memorable. There's a lot of memorable moments in the Subway Series. I mean, it's a celebration time in New York City at this time. I want to remind viewers. I mean, if you're, you know this, if you're in New York or you're very familiar with the lore of New York baseball. If you're not familiar, baseball is a big deal in the city. If it's not New York Knicks, it is baseball. Like
yeah.
baseball runs the city, so it's a celebration and it's a pretty, I wouldn't say heated rivalry. I feel like Juan Soto turned it up recently, but it is a fun rivalry. I would say. The trash talk is real. Um, and listen, man, we have a lot of favorite memories. We're gonna do a top three personal favorites from our lifetime. We don't want to go back in the day. I remember like before we were born. No reason to, because we were born and raised in New York, both of us, and we remember a lot. Like I remember just times where Mets would embarrass me, and I didn't want to talk to my friends in elementary school. I would try to fake being sick to not show my face to like the other like 70% of Yankee. Oh, I almost said it. Well, I guess I said it. Damn. I didn't want to. I don't want to talk to these, these bums. I don't know who starts here, Ronnie. Like, what you got a top three? Like, what's your favorite moments from the rivalry that's going on in New York?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can.
All
First one I
right.
got that always comes up to mind is Lindor's 3 home run game against the Yankees. I'm
Yes.
not the biggest fan of Lindor. I'm only a fan when he produces for us. That's it. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, he
But
flexed on Stanton, man. He
hit
flexed on that
Baez
tall mother effort.
exactly. Baez was getting into it with them, and then Lindor being who he is and his homeboy, um, stepped up and defended his guys and hit the 3 home runs that game. And I can't remember. I don't think I was at that game. I do remember. I don't know if it was that game or another game where I was sitting behind a fan and we were talking about Lindor and we were just trashing him, and he ended up hitting 3 home runs that game too. And literally right after talking smack about him, he hit his third home run. But that game
That was
just
awesome.
showed that he belonged in New York. I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
fan, but it just proved that he belongs
Hell yeah.
in the big city. The second one I got is when we completed a 4-game sweep against them. Two
Wow.
games in City Field and 2 games in Yankee Stadium, or in the AL. Damn, I said it too. In AL East
Mm-hmm.
Stadium,
The
AL
AL.
East New York Stadium.
That
We
wasteland.
won that season. We weren't expecting anything, but we had the OMG
I remember
Iglesia
this.
run,
I
the
remember
grimace
this.
run, and though something Mets, I'm not gonna say it here, not yet, but uh, it was surprising that we took the 4 games
I
from
remember this.
the Yankees. So that's my number two. Number one, and I think this goes for every Mets fan out there. Walk off against Mariano Rivera, the
Oof.
game's best closer in the
That was a good
in
one. Yeah.
probably in the entire history of MLB. David Wright, bottom nine, two
David
two
Wright
pitch
too. Oh my goodness, bro. That's why I
over
love
center
that guy.
fielder, and
Favorite Met.
that's something. That 2006 team, I'm gonna say it again, was the best team in my lifetime. We had 2015 starting rotation. Conforto was on that team. We had 2022, 2024, but 2006, for me at least, is the best team, and that's my best memorable Mets Yankees game.
Nice. Oh damn,
Yeah.
that's yeah. That sweep was awesome. Real quick, I'll touch on. I remember texting my cousins on my mom's side of the family. They're all they're all AL New York teams, and I remember That's why I was sending the broom emoji. I sent a picture of my broom in the closet, and I was just like, listen, like for the rest of the season, I want them. Like I told them I'll kick back, keep my feet up, and I want them to prove something to me at this point. That
Yeah.
the team in the Bronx, try to prove something to me. I don't feel anything from whatever. I'm not impressed. Um, so two out of my three personal favorites is what was what you said. I'm not gonna say it, but like I have a top three Mets players all time. Wright is definitely on my top three list, and that moment was one of the key moments that
Mm,
solidified him as like this is the GOAT
yeah,
of this franchise, at least
absolutely.
in my lifetime. Like that to crack Mariano, I don't think people understand, but to crack and then they do. I would say it again. To crack someone like Mariano Rivera, you're doing something special. So David Wright is I love that moment. The Lindor 3 home runs. Mine, but they fall short of number one. My number one favorite moment, Ronnie, Juan Soto picking the Mets.
Oh
Juan Soto
snap!
picking up the Mets. That was the best moment. You know why? I won't do another 60 seconds. I won't get into it. The reason why that's the best thing ever is because to this day, Yankee fans just cannot stop talking about him. And it warms my heart to know that a franchise like them, exactly. I would have brought my jersey. I was gonna wear it actually, but it would have got dirty in the car, and I don't want to do that. I paid too much money for that thing to be dirty.
Yeah,
Um, the fact that we have those fans still talking about it, and I have this theory. I'm gonna share real quick. My theory is fans are so bitter that he came to the Mets, and they could complain, they could cry, they could do whatever they want. We know who judges in the playoffs. And the reason they made that World Series run is because of Juan Soto. And because he chose another team and said that this is the better team, it doesn't matter. Listen, mind your business about the Mets. All right. You don't have to worry about don't look at the numbers. I don't care. All right. You guys could be 50-0. I know come postseason, you're gonna need Juan Soto because you know Judge is not gonna be that guy. And until he proves me wrong, that's the narrative. He's not gonna get that job done. So it stings because you know deep down that team is not good enough. And you needed Juan Soto. And if he chose them, oh, they would have had a dynasty, in my opinion. There's no
mm,
doubt they would have had a dynasty. So they miss out. So, in my opinion, that's why they're very bitter and they could complain, they could bark, they could cry, they could do all this stuff. It's music to my ears. All right. It's just an X that they're never going to get over. And they made this rivalry juicy. And I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Juan Soto. I'm telling you right now, I think the best thing we could do to mess with them, we need one more outfielder. And let's just put Soto into the DH. Let's give the Yankees another Dominican DH hitter that they could be terrified of for the next 10 years. I'm all for it. Stearns, get to it. Find another outfielder. Let's put Soto in DH. Just rub it into them. I like
Well,
it.
I was hoping they would sign Vladdy, but Vladdy took a big
Oh, that would have
contract
been
last
great. That
year.
would have been
So
crazy. The Dominicans of New York versus the Japanese of of LA.
yeah, for real.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that would have
yeah.
been great. So if you're listening to this audio, thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, share with everybody. It's Subway Series time. To the next episode, we're gonna do a full review of the Yankee series. Hoping, there you go. I'm hoping at the end of it we could yell LFGM. Till then, I'm Manny, aka Primo, alongside Ronnie. Till next time, take care, guys.
Have a good
LFGM.
weekend. LFGM.